Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, Mr. Agung, as our lecturer in Muhammadiyah University of Yogyakarta. First of all, let us say thanks to Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala, which has given guidance and blessing to us. Therefore, we can gather in this class today to talking about build a good entrepreneurship to increase economic welfare. Our salawat and greeting are always delivered on our great Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, which has brought us from darkness to the lightest world. This is our discussion. This is our outline. So what we will talking about today, the first is the economic welfare are equals to increasing entrepreneurs. This is in the slide 3. And then the people who join the selection, the benefit of being civil servants, Indonesian income per capita or IPCN in the last 4 years, and then tips for becoming a good entrepreneurship, and then skill that can prove to become a good entrepreneurship, and then social media. So conclusion, and the last is reference. Okay, in the third PowerPoint, we will talking about the importance to increasing entrepreneurship, because it will reduce excessive dependency to the country, and it can increase economic welfare for Indonesia, because as we know that our entrepreneurs growth is just under 5%. From the total of the population, lower than developed countries is like USA that can reach more than 10% growth of entrepreneurship, or Singapore that can reach 7% entrepreneurs from the total of the population. To improve entrepreneurship in Indonesia, we have actually experienced several entrepreneurship-based learning. The activities by a student, especially from a student in the college, also contain element of entrepreneurship. It's like selling a goods or food to add organizational surplus. However, the desire of students to depend on being a civil servants makes the number of TPNS registrants increase every year. On the other hand, the number of entrepreneurs in Indonesia has not reached the target 7% in 2019. All of the problem is because the dependence a lot of people are fresh graduate to be a civil servants, and a lack of knowledge from the people are fresh graduate to be an entrepreneur. So, and then in the slide 4, we will talking about the number of the people or fresh graduate who join the selection to be a civil servants or TPNS are increasing every year. Why? Because the dependency to be a civil servant are still high. Okay, imagine if we are always thinking about how to be a civil servant, we will lose our creativity. When we are in the college, the lecturer always give words and teach us, so we can through a small things or big things that makes us to move, explore the problems. All of that thing is create ourselves to be a creative students that needed in the future. We were talking about there are 6 reasons why they very wanted to be a civil servants. 1. Basic salary. If you are a civil servant, your salary is not deducted if you are not coming to work for several days. The second is allowance. If you are a civil servant, besides you have a basic salary, you will have benefits. It's like wife's allowance, school allowance, and many more. The third is retirement money. If you are a civil servant, when you are retired, we will get a retirement salary. The fourth is career path. A civil servants have a clear career path. 5 is health and fund guarantee. A health guarantee becoming a very important for civil servants, because it will make them to always care about their health and feel protected by the state. And the last is continue the studies to a higher level. So they will have an opportunity to continue the studies in the higher level. It's like master graduates or a master degree or doctoral degree and many more. Next, so we can see this graphic from the BPS data. We know that in every year, our IPC are always increasing, especially in the last 4 years. If we are compared with the other country, it's like America, Singapore, Iceland, Luxembourg, and many more. We just can't reach at this level. The average of IPC from the developed countries, they can reach in the 1600 US dollar. And we just have a 50.2 IDR million. The research said that almost of the developed countries can reach the higher of IPC is because they're entrepreneurs. So the entrepreneurs are the key to reach a higher IPC in our country. Okay, so the next is in the slide 7, tips for becoming a good entrepreneurship. The first is planning. So the planning is you know what you will gonna do and doing what you will know. The next is number 2 is motivation. So looking for people you can motivate to looking for people who can motivate you to become a good entrepreneurship. And then the number 3 is pray to God. This is the most important thing, that you must pray to God if you are wanted to be a good entrepreneurship. So in the slide 8, we know that skill that can prove you to become a good entrepreneur. First thing is the communication skill is very important because we need to communicate our product in a public. So the second is publishing. If we have a good way to publish our product, I think it is will give a surplus and makes our brand are known in the public. The third is our marketing. We need to have a marketplace. So the fourth is we need to know that if we are produce a goods for selling, we need to calculate the profit by your ingredients, time, the labor, and many more. So the fifth is branding your product. The people can make some difference between your brand and the other brand. In this phase, you need to know your product from SWOT analysis, strengths, weakness, opportunity, and threat. Last is designing. I know that many young entrepreneurs are want to sell their product by its design. Yeah, it's a lot of them, but not everyone have a good product design, so this is the opportunity your design product. So we have a social media. Yeah, this is the most important thing in this millennial era. Why? Because all of us have a social media. It's like WhatsApp, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and many more. So the research say that, believe it or not, research shows that in a day we use social media, which is 8 hours 44 minutes for the internet and 3 hours 15 minutes to use social media. It is from We Are Social in the 2018. The last is the conclusion. Walt Disney said that the way to get started is to quit talking and begin doing. The conclusion is there are still many people who wants to be workers as civil servants. You can see by the number who joined the selection. In the other hand, the entrepreneur are still less. So as a fresh graduates, we must trying to solve this problem to become an entrepreneurs and not depends to be a workers in the civil servants. Thank you for your attention. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.